Hi guys, so let's talk all about the cool and light olive skin tone. So if you're completely new here, I'll leave some videos down below about how you can figure out your skin undertone, and if you're still confused after that, then I also offer color consults through my website, and I will leave a link to those down below. So first, let's talk about what it means to be an olive skin tone. So you guys know that skin is basically the color brown and lighter and darker versions of that. And one way to make brown is to mix complementary colors such as green and red. So I find it most helpful to think of the colors neutral green and neutral red as neutral and not cool and warm when we're thinking about skin color and when we're thinking about the colors that we wear or wear as makeup as well to complement our skin. So when we mix that green and red, olive skin has more green than it does red. So that's why it has a little bit of a green color to it. And that green can be either a little bit blue leaning, so it's a cool green, or a little bit yellow leaning, so that would be a warm green. I already have a video on a light olive skin tone that is warm and delicate, and I'll leave a link to that down below. I've seen a lot of talk online about how olive skin tones can only be cool toned, and I do have my opinions on why that could be, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys, but not in this video. But I will tell you this, there are warm toned olives, and I'll leave a link to some videos down below and some resources that you could check out if you believe that you could be a warm olive. One way to tell, and I'm saying this in the cool olive video because I don't want all olive skin tones to assume that they're cool. So a sign that you could be warm, particularly warm and delicate, is that you look pretty good in ivory, or you look good in terracotta or peach. Those are all sort of signs that you could be warm. If you're cool, you're really not going to look good in those colors. So if you are observing that with yourself, but you're also finding that you're olive, you could actually be warm. So I'll leave some links down below. Okay, let's talk about cool olive. So cool olive is split into two parts. Cool olive could be cool and radiant, like Audrey Tautou. She has a really radiant skin tone, and we can see that she has very cool undertones to her skin, and the blues of her skin and the cool green of her skin is very, very prominent, and we can definitely see that. And we also have people like Adriana Lima, who is cool and delicate, the second type of a light olive skin tone that could be cool. And Adriana Lima has more of a sort of grayish type of undertone, if you will. So if you feel like you have a grayish undertone, then you could be cool and delicate. And another example of cool and delicate is Rachel Weisz. So Rachel Weisz, even though she has warm eyes, it doesn't matter. She still is very much flattered by cool, muted colors. I myself am a cool and delicate olive skin tone. So if you're interested, I have a color draping video that I'll leave a link to down below. So now that we understand that there are two types of cool olives, we can discuss the sort of color recommendations for them and their struggles. So first, let's discuss the struggles of cool and radiant. Cool and radiant can really look quite dull in a lot of things, and especially because a cool and radiant olive also doesn't have those pinks to the skin that a peachy or pinky toned person would have, they can really look quite pale, especially if they're light skinned. So cool and radiant looks amazing in some royal blues, in some clear chroma purples, in some magentas, these cool and bright, clear, crisp colors. And also cool and radiant will look amazing in pure black and optic white. For makeup, you will want to stick to relatively clear chroma colors. You don't want to go for too many neutrals because neutrals might drag you down. Your overall makeup look is a little bit fresh. Of course, you want some neutrals to ground your makeup look, but a bit of a fresher look in cool tones like cool reds. Plum is an excellent color. For highlight, you could go for a frosty highlight or a silver highlight. That would be amazing. And of course, be careful with bronzer. Cool toned bronzer for you. Most things cool toned. Even the browns, of course, are cool toned, but you can ground your makeup look with browns. For blush, again, colors like a cool pink or a cool red, a really thin wash of that color would be better than getting a very brownish color. That might really drag you down. Really avoid a nude makeup look. Nude makeup looks are not for the radiant undertones, and they'll really only drag you down. Now let's move on to cool and delicate. cool and delicate olive can tend to look a little bit gray. So if you feel like you look gray when you wear bright colors, for example, you could have found that you are a clear winter or something, and you wear those really bright colors and you find that you look really gray in them, you are probably cool and delicate. You could still be warm and delicate, okay? So watch my videos on that. This is a cool olive skin tone video. So if you do look gray, chances are you are cool and delicate. Because cool and delicate is closer to neutral and not as cool and radiant, the blue undertones of the skin are sort of mixed in with the browns of the skin, and the eye is going to pull out a sort of muted blue or a cool gray type of undertone. It's very characteristic a lot of the time. And cool and delicate looks amazing in muted cool colors. So we're talking about stormy grays, we're talking about cool burgundy is amazing, muted blues, obviously, denim blue is amazing. Some muted violets are also amazing on cool and delicate. And of course, we have those really light grays. So the light grays are going to be your best whites. You should really avoid optic white. You might feel like it isn't really quite right on you and you might not be sure why, and it's because you are delicate. So you need to be wearing a white that is slightly gray, and that's going to be an amazing white on you. And I draped it on myself in my draping video. Of course, I'm cool and delicate, so you guys should watch that if you suspect that you're cool and delicate. The two bright colors that are really good on cool and delicate are cool red and emerald green, because cool red and cool green are close to neutral and slightly cool, and cool and delicate is also close to neutral and slightly cool. So the cooler the color, the more you might find that you have to mute that color. So if you are someone who is confused about why emerald green looks really bright and fresh on you, but when you wear a really bright blue, for example, it looks a little bit separate, or a magenta, it looks a little bit separate. So now you know why. If emerald green looks really beautiful on you, but a really clear chroma bright blue is a little bit separate, then you're probably cool and delicate. The same goes for cool red. If cool red looks amazing on you, but clear chroma royal blue looks a little bit off or a little bit too much, something doesn't feel right, then you're probably cool and delicate. Now let's move on to makeup recommendations for cool and delicate. They are similar to warm and delicate, except they are cool toned. So we're talking about cool toned mauves. We're talking about, basically cool toned mauves, okay? Be careful actually with silver highlight. That's because for skin, we're muting with brown. We are not muting with gray. So that really becomes apparent when you start to wear makeup. And even though Kim Kardashian is not a super light olive skin tone, she is a cool and delicate olive skin tone, and it's no wonder that her signature look is that really nude, beautiful makeup look. It's because she's cool and delicate. So cool and delicate, don't bother with colors that are overly bright because they might look a little bit too much on you. Go for some soft colors and some cool nudes, some cool browns, maybe some cool mauves, and that would look really amazing on you. Oh, and for highlight, of course, go for a cool champagne. Don't go for a silver or a frosty highlight. Those are too cool for you. So in summary, there are two types of cool olive skin tones, cool and delicate and cool and radiant, and they have different color recommendations. So that's why you might have seen online, of course, some people recommending really clear, bright colors when they're olive and cool, and some people recommending really muted colors when they're olive and cool. And both are true, it's just that there are two types of olive skin tone. And at the same time, there are also two types of pinkish tones as well. There are cool and delicate pinkish tones and cool and radiant pinkish tones. So that is it, you guys. That's all I have to say for this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope it clarified some things about the olive skin tone. Remember to check and make sure that you are not warm and delicate. Again, I'll leave some videos down below on that topic. And if you are still confused, I'll leave some links down below to some more resources as well as my color consults. Okay, so that's it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Okay, bye.